Aware of the myth that Bangladeshis don't have power. All right, you look at the West Indies. West Indies are big. They're different humans. Right? They're built differently. England are strong. Australia are strong. Right now, these guys are slightly smaller. But they have power. Trust me, they've got enough power. But the key thing is they have to know how to use the power. They have to know how to access the power. Right? And the way these boys are striking the ball now. And it's a process, this. It won't happen in 1 week, 2 weeks. There will be differences, of course there will. But it's a process, and you have to understand, you have to trust the process. But with the smaller guys, they rely heavily on rhythm, timing of the movements. If the rhythm and timing of the movements are right, and the sequencing of the movements are right, then exit velocity will go up. So that's the key thing. It's giving them the skills and the understanding of how to develop power through their body and out through their hands. And that's the key. And that's down to mindset. That's completely down to mindset. That's something we've looked at and we've talked about and we've worked on. Again, it's a process, you know. It doesn't help when people outside of the group say that they can't do this, they can't do that. That doesn't help, all right? If you keep telling someone they can't do something, then they believe they can't do it, all right? So my job is to give them the tools and to give them the mindset to make them think they can, and they can, trust me. And it's that belief that they can do it. If you have that belief, then that's a big thing. That's a massive part of the game. Mindset is huge, as we all know.
Gold's Gym across 30-plus countries. With over 700-plus locations worldwide. Train anywhere, belong everywhere.
Well, the power players, you know, we've got a couple of power players here, 2 or 3 power players here, which is great. So I'm looking at making them more consistency, having more consistency in their ball striking. The guys who are timers, it's just little things. It's maybe just getting to move their body slightly more in a slightly better position with better sequencing, that instead of hitting a single, it goes for 2. If it goes for 2, it can go for 4. And suddenly their dot becomes a 1. So it's how you move your body. It's basically movement over technique, movement over mechanics. Yeah, tailenders as well. Tailenders is massive because they might have to go in with 2 or 3 overs left or 6 balls. Right, they've got to maximise 6 balls. So the key thing, if they're with a batter, so if they're batting with a batter, the idea is, yes, they're looking to hit boundaries, but also get off strike, just no dots, hit the ball and get a single and get the batter back on strike. But also, they have to be able to strike the ball. Everybody has to bat in the game, so they might as well get good at ball striking as well, and that's what we're looking at as well. But yeah, that was messing about really. But yeah, again, there's as a coach, you have to think outside of the box. So I've used the sledgehammer before. Jakib had it in his hand and I just said, oh, this is what I use that for. So it wasn't really a device to use. I was just showing him what I use it for. But again, moving forward, you could use that, definitely. Pro Velocity Bat is one of the best training tools out there. It cleans up your swing. It's slightly heavier than a bat. So it's overload training as well. It's about 3 pound 3, so it's slightly heavier. And the bands on it, each band is 15 pounds worth of pressure. So it's very overload, but it quickens your hands up, it cleans your swing up. And the great thing about it is if you don't do it right, then it doesn't work. So for the players, it's instant feedback. And I've seen a difference in their swing since they've been using that. So it's a brilliant, brilliant tool.
So which cricketer you like the most?
Which cricketer do I like the most? What, in Bangladesh?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're all good. They're all different in their own ways. I'm not going to pick out names really. I'm just going to say, if I was going to pick one, Jakib. I think he's dangerous. The Iceman, I think he's dangerous. Yeah, obviously you have to be smart as well. There's certain surfaces that come onto the bat. If it comes onto the bat, you have to move less, all right? But this is where your guys have got an advantage because they're very skillful. They have good skills, all right? So they've got the skills on slower pitches, which the guys from England, the guys from West Indies might struggle, you see. So they have that. So it's having the power, but it's being smart in how you use the power.